This video is giving instructions for our POM assignment. So to do this assignment, you're going to create a point of measurement report in Tuka. In order to do this, you need your pieces digitized into the computer. You also need your list of points of measurements that you plan on taking. Examples might include your front rise, your back rise, your across waist, maybe your natural waist, hip, thigh, knee, leg opening, inseam, and outseam. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and start with measuring our thigh measurement. I highly recommend using our guidelines from the ruler to assist us in marking where to measure. So I'm going to hover over the ruler, click and drag, and I'm going to drop it where I want to measure the thigh. So I'm going to measure the thigh right at the bottom of our rise, the crotch. Then you're going to draw an internal line using the draft tool. So you can either click the letter D or come click this little pencil. Okay, so you'll click your first point, say OK. And yes, go ahead and create a point connection. This way, when you go change your points of measurements, it will actually change your pattern for you too, which is great. So say yes, yes please. Go straight across and click it. And say okay, yes. When you're done, just right click. Okay, there it is. There's our little line. Go ahead. Now the next step is, right now it's just an internal line, but we want to give it more power. We want it to be a point of measurement. So to do that, go ahead and double click it. And just by giving it a name, you can measure it. So we can measure this across, or thigh actually, maybe just your thigh. Now you can either type it in or click and drag and see if someone else has typed it before. So I will do thigh at crotch. Okay, I'm going to say, okay, well, there's one other important thing to bring your attention to, is that the opposite piece view. Right now it says regular both. I'm going to leave it like that right now and go ahead and show you something. Okay. So it's all, you might not have done this yet. So you want to look at your finished piece. So I'm going to double click this pattern piece and the piece info comes up. You want to make sure it has a name. Back is a great name, sure. Self material is great. And then quantity per bundle. So how many pieces are we going to cut out per garment? Right now it only says 1, but really we would need 2, one for the right leg and one for the left leg. So you should change that to 2. And then you could say, you know, how to reflect the piece. In this case, up and down is good. And say apply and close. Okay, so if I select this line, hit Control Return to measure it, right now it's 9 5/8. So when I pull up my POM report, it should say my thigh is 9 5/8 inch. So to pull up the POM report, you go to Report, Measurements. Thigh at crotch, the length is 9 5/8, but it's saying the total is 19 1/4. So that's because there's 2. So we don't want it to double it up on the thigh. When I measure the across waist, then I do want it to double up. Say close. So to fix that, I'm going to double click it. And here's where we have the choice to fix it. I can just measure the main one only. So just do that one instead of both. Apply. Okay, let's look at our report. Yay. Now the total is 9 5/8. And then the length also is 9 5/8. Okay, great. Okay, let's see here. What should we measure next? Now some of you guys are measuring your thigh 1 inch below crotch. If that's you, you can move your guideline 1 inch. You can double click it. You can either create a new one or just offset the original one. So offset, we want to move it 1 inch, so it's 1 inch below crotch. If we want to move our guideline to the right, we'll give it a +1. But if you wanted it to the left, it would be -1. In this case, we want it to the right. So we'll say, we'll just say 1, +1. Okay, there we are. So now again, D for draft. Okay, click. Oops, that was a bad place to click. Cancel. There you are. Click. Okay. Yes. And click. Okay. Yes. And now right click. Get my white arrow, double click it, left main only, and this will be thigh 1 inch below crotch. And you can just type that in if you don't already have it there. Apply, okay. In the video that Tuka made, they also have the names here. I think for this assignment, we need that. So go ahead and you will have to type your own name. So you just take the text tool and we can type, this is called thigh at crotch. And I do want to, so if I say okay, it's, you know, it's not really, it's going perpendicular from the line. I'd like it to go parallel. So if I click it once more, I can change the angle to 90 degrees and say okay. And if I want to move it, you have to make sure that the text tool is selected, and you can click and drag and drop it wherever and then just say okay. Okay, I'm going to do it again. This time I will say thigh 1 inch below crotch. Change the angle to 90 degrees. Okay. Click drag and drop it. Okay. I know a lot of you guys will be measuring your inseam. So we can hit, you know, actually maybe I'll go ahead and put that in another video for you guys. So this will be the end of this video.